Alright, so for today we're going to look at DXY. We'll start with the indicator for the technical analysis for the week. Looking at dollar index, I'm not going to do much of a technical analysis because I've already analyzed the charts, as you can see, but we'll look at very important factors that we can consider for the upcoming week. So looking at the dollar index, we do have price stuck at a certain resistance zone, as you can see, which is a selling zone here. And if this happens, gold should shoot up. Okay, so if dollar index drops right to equilibrium, this is where we believe it should drop to, but only once it breaks the 50% line of the Fibonacci. To the downside, we can then consider the price of gold to go up. If you look carefully, this is going to be a head and shoulder. Yeah, let's go to the 3 hours. Let's see what happens here. Okay, this is gonna form a head and shoulder that we'll have to complete somewhere here, and we consider this the neckline somewhere here. So if you look carefully, and if you also look at the volume profiles indicator, it indicates that somewhere around here and here a lot of orders have been executed. Down below, a lot of orders have been executed, and this is where our equilibrium lies. This is where our point of control lies. Hence, price should drop back down here. So let's expect this to happen. Let's use this line to represent or indicate our highest resistance. So let's wait for price to test here. Most likely, if it does test this zone, let me just do this. Let me clone this line, and then we can. Okay, so once price tests this new zone that I'm just going to highlight, we should look to sell. Okay. Okay, sorry for that. So we should look to sell. Let me just use a GAN box for this because I've already configured it to. Okay, so if you look at this, this should be our selling zone for now. If it breaks above this, then we will consider the one at the top where it says strong high. Okay, so if it goes up and then down, because this is, remember that this is resistance, it's inclined, it's called diagonal resistance, and this is called diagonal support. So price has tested the 50%, which also represents a support one for as long as price is above it, and represents a resistance for as long as price is below. So now we can look to buy all the way to the strong high, which is going to be at the top of our diagonal resistance. And then let's look at it like this. So it can go up from here and then come down, or it can come down from here and then go up. So it depends on what the next move will be. So we will watch out for this because this serves as an indicator for gold, and I know the majority of you trade gold. Okay, this is for the dollar index. Now let's jump up down to the next pairs. So hiding this and then going to the tunnel section, we find gold. Now looking at gold, as you can see, look at the differences. If you go to the dollar index, you will realize that we're on an uptrend. Hence we have a parallel uptrend channel. Okay, so this is an uptrend channel or an ascending channel, as you can see. And if you go to gold, you can see that we are on a downtrend overall, and we are looking at a descending channel. So within a descending channel, the most prominent moves are going to be sales. Just for you to have a better view of the market, let me go to the 4 hours and then you can look at this carefully. So looking at the 4 hours, you can check that we are on a descending channel, and price is, yes, bouncing from a newly created support going upwards, but then as you can see, we find our equilibrium or point of control, which is called POC, at 2028. So we believe that somewhere around here, price should rise up and then drop all the way down to our strong low. So this is like a very good opportunity for you to swing trade gold, right? This is a very good opportunity for you to swing trade gold. But remember that if you're going to swing trade gold, your stop losses should be above 2028. Okay, so risk wisely or wait. Okay, you can either place pending orders. Let me just go back. You can either place pending orders on this or enter at market execution, but only at the level or the price level of 2028, because as you can see at 2028, looking on the left hand side, you have, this is on the left hand side here, you have an indication of the highest volume at 2028, which means something is going to happen somewhere around here. So the best entry level for your selling opportunities is going to be at the 2028, okay, 0.74. This is where you could look to sell with your first take profit target at 2013, and then as price drops down 2005 or the $2,000 mark, and then we go to 1980s, you know, somewhere 1985, 1980s basically, and then somewhere around here you can buy at 1960s, 1970s. So basically this is going to be a very good drop on gold, trust me. It's a long-term analysis, so if you're going to take this, look to enter anywhere between 2028 to 2036. So this is a selling zone. Moving on, let's go to silver. Looking at silver, I didn't do much here basically, as you can see, but looking at it on a daily time frame, you can see that this is also going to drop. Okay, silver will most likely do this and then drop down below. It's basically already at the selling point. It's basically already at the selling point. If you look at this, you look at this as a head and shoulder, ignore the rest. So this is going to do this and then drop all the way down here. This is where you can look for prominent buys. Now remember that these moves can take weeks, if not months, for it to complete. So just look to place your trades with the smallest lot size or risk accordingly and hold your positions. This is going to be a very good move. So this was for silver. It's pretty simple because it's pretty straightforward. Remember that I will leave the links to the indicators down below that I'm using to simplify my technical analysis, and just as you can see, this is simple. You can see this is a volume profile indicator, and it's also telling me that this is the perfect selling zone for silver, because we have the highest volume here and it's at our point of control, and we have nothing down below. As you can see, no volume down here, which means it's a free fall. So there's a lot of volume above this level, so everywhere on top here there's a lot of volume, and then down below from the current price we have very little volume, which means that there are more orders on top than below. So if price starts to drop, it's going to be a free fall. Okay, continuing, we go to palladium. I don't really trade it, but looking at it, we should look to buy. Okay, we should look to buy. It's basically oversold. Let's look for bullish confirmations before we can actually take this trade, but in my own opinion, I would risk taking a buy on this pair. Basically, let me just do this quickly. I would risk taking a buy. Okay, I would risk taking a buy mainly because of these three touches, and now I would look on smaller time frames for bullish continuation. Okay, I would look for bullish continuation patterns somewhere around here, because it should look to reach here according to the volume profile indicators. This is where institutions sold it off at. Okay, this you can verify by looking at the volume profile, and if you look at the highs here, this is going to do this. Okay, this is going to go up, so it's also another swing trade. If you want to hold it, you can take it. Going down to platinum. Okay, so we have a situation here. Okay, Platinum is going to buy, basically it's going to buy and then drop down. So this can either be your long confirmation if you go on a smaller time frame, or you can then simplify and look to sell down below until it reaches the bottom, makes a double bottom, and then goes up. So it depends on you, but focus, maintain your focus on the volume. As you can see that there's very little volume down below, guys. Okay, very little volume, a lot of volume on the top. The next one, let me just erase this so that we don't have a lot. So I'm not going to analyze everything because this is going to take a while and you'll most likely get tired of watching, but let me go on and check the US 100 and the US 30, maybe the German 30, and then we go to the next ones. Okay, so let's go to the US 100. So it has been a while since I traded the NASDAQ because it has beaten me up for the most part in December, and yeah, I didn't trade since then. But looking at it, it has been overbought. As you can see, it has been overbought, completely overbought, and the equilibrium lies here. Now, what does this indicate, guys? There's a big stock market sell-off coming. I'm telling you this because I know something is going to happen. So there's a big market sell-off coming, and if you want to be part of this market sell-off, just be watchful. Now, where would the most prominent selling zone be? Right now, the best point for you to sell is where price currently is. Okay, so where price is currently at, or below this zone. Below this line I've drawn all the way down to this is a good entry point. So whatever price does here, it should just be a confirmation. So once it breaks out here, you can take sales. Once it tests support, most likely it's going to go up and then do this. So this is your entry confirmation. This is your entry. If you want to risk it, this can also be your entry, like where current price is at. But you know you'll have very huge stop losses, so you have to find bearish confirmation patterns and so on in order to take this trade. But look for this setup, and then you can take it on the US 100. Let me go to the Dow Jones. Looking at the Dow Jones, basically they are correlated. You can do the same thing here. There's not much to be analyzed. The point of control is down below, which means that entries, massive orders have been taken here. So you go there. The same applies to the German 30, but there's a lot of bullish. Looking at the volume here, there were strong trades entered around this level. Okay, mainly I suggest it was mainly because of, you see, this is the continuation flag, and then there was a breakout. So a lot of orders have been executed here. This will most likely be broken. So you wait for it to be broken, because this is the highest, I believe the highest resistance right now, if I'm not mistaken, or at least on the daily. Yeah. So having that resistance there indicates that price will most likely break it and maybe come test down and then continue. So wait for this to happen before you decide. Just keep watching this. But if you were to take any sales, I would only consider taking sales once it gets back inside. You see the previous continuation flag. Once it breaks inside and tests, then it should drop down here. Okay. Let's move on to Captain America. Well, this is oil. So looking at oil, US oil, we have the point of control right here. This is gonna buy. It's gonna get a bit more expensive, so gas is gonna get more expensive, guys. I'm sorry to tell you this, but this is how it looks like. Okay, yeah, so this was, let me just do this and maybe change it to the line chart just so that I don't make any mistake. Yeah, so I'm right. So this is gonna go up. Okay, this is gonna break above here. This was the point of control, and massive orders have been taken down here. As you can see, this is gonna go up and then go up and up and up. So there's nothing to analyze right here. If you want to take buys, you would have to wait for it to retest and then go up, or wait for a breakout above the levels and then you can take. Let me go to Ant-Man. So basically Ant-Man are all the currency pairs. I don't really trade currency pairs, but I do watch them at times. And my favorites are the USDJPY, the Euro NZD, and the EURUSD. But let's look at EURUSD for today and see what's going on. So looking at the daily chart, let me just put it back on to the candles. I can see that price is at the point of control, and looking at the point of control, we have a lot of volume here. This is one of the most liquid pairs, if not the most liquid pairs in the foreign exchange market. It's the most traded. We can expect a lot of things here. Right now, I'm thinking bullish. Okay, right now I'm thinking bullish, but this can be a contradiction, because if you look at this, if I draw this, price has broken this. Okay, so maybe for the upcoming days we can expect price to rise up and then test this before dropping down and then buying again. So watch out for that. Okay, you can draw your lines and keep them there if you want to. These lines do not give you any sorts of signals or any sort of confirmations, but it's just for you to know exactly when to enter. Okay, just to know where you are at. So right now, price will most likely buy to the apex of all these lines I've just drawn, and then once it reaches the point of control, it should either continue to rise up and test the premium, or break below the equilibrium and drop down to the discount. If you want, you can take this as well, but analyze it carefully. USDJPY should be doing the opposite. I was expecting this because there's like a very good order block. It's huge on the daily, but it's a good order block. So if it forms a double top here where it's at, if you look at the 2 hours, it should drop all the way down to the strongest low. So it's a very good swing opportunity. But look at this and take this into consideration, because it's very important. If you look at this, okay, price actually broke below the ascending channel, which was an uptrend, remember that, and now price is below the ascending channel, trying to retest the zone, and this is going to be a very, very good selling opportunity. This is going to be a very good sell swing opportunity. So if you want, also look at the volume on the left. Always look at the volume. This is a very easy way to trade. Look at the volume on the left. If you look at the volume on the left side, you know where people are placing their orders. So you can have this trade set up like this if you want, or you can go down on smaller time frames and your stop loss will most likely be very small, and then you can enter this trade and execute it all the way down to 144 Japanese yen, guys, for the dollar. So if you want that, this is going to be a very good trading opportunity, like I said. Okay, I'm not going to refine this because I won't have time to do that, but you can do it. This is a very good swing opportunity once again, and it would be one that I would be willing to take if I had the time and the chance and the money to do it. So let's go. I'm not going to look at anything else. I know a lot of people like to trade week high if you want to, but if it breaks the point of control, then we're selling it, but it's unlikely. What else? Let me see what else I have here. So here I have Bitcoin, and yeah, Bitcoin is going to, let me see before I say something. Yeah, so Bitcoin should sell. Bitcoin should sell somewhere where it's at. Like currently where it's at is it's most likely going to sell. Okay, we can wait for price to go and reach the equilibrium if you want to, but somewhere around the 43,340 zone is going to be a very good selling opportunity, all the way down to the week low. remember that in the next 4 to 5 years, Bitcoin is going to rise about 300%. But before that's going to happen, we should have a massive sell-off to retest and then buy again. So this could happen right here. This could happen, or even worse, this could happen. Okay, something is coming. Yeah. So we're done with this technical analysis for today. This is 20 minutes long. I am going to make sure that I do cut it in short if it's possible, and then post this for you guys. So this is the pre-market open technical analysis. I hope it's gonna help some of you. If it doesn't, I'm really sorry, but I really wish I could do more. Please like and subscribe to my channel. Enjoy the video. See you next time.